Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Senate County Board of Commissioner meeting. It's Thursday, October 17th. It's 10 a.m. and we're in our regular board session. We'll begin with Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There it is.
Morning, Mike.
Good morning, Commissioner. How are you?
Hey, we're doing good. Hang on with us. You're just in time for the prayer.
Excellent.
All righty. Commissioner Shaw.
If you would, please bow your heads and pray with me. Dear Lord, please to help give us your guidance and wisdom here as we go to discuss county business and issues affecting our residents. Please help us to do your will, to do the best we can to work together for solutions for our citizens. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Schuff,
Here.
Commissioner Franker.
Here. Okay, at this time, I'll accept the motion to approve the digital audio recording of the previous board session from Thursday, October 10th, 2024.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Abstain.
Commissioner Schuff.
Yes.
Okay, minutes are approved. On the phone, we have Mike Ditto from High Bridge Consulting giving us our periodic update. Mike, floor is yours.
I appreciate it, Commissioners. Thank you so much. Good to be with you. Hope you can hear me okay. So we are, it's hard to believe we're in the middle of October already. We're getting into the silly season of our upcoming elections, with elections only 19 days away. So we're, obviously the legislature and folks all across the country are fairly hyper-focused on that. But with that conclusion here in just a few weeks, they'll be back in action at the State House. So the House and the Senate have announced their session schedules for the remainder of the year, and it's going to be a little, I don't know if I'd say convoluted, that's what I could come up with, but the House and Senate are slightly different in their schedules. The Senate will return the week following the election, and the House returns the week after that. So the Senate will be back in on or around the 13th of November, and the House the week before Thanksgiving on the 20th. And then they have a few session dates after Thanksgiving. So it's a total of 4 session dates in the House and 5 session dates in the Senate for the lame duck period. That is what is currently scheduled. Now, I would say that is subject to change. That absolutely can be altered. They can add dates. I don't expect that to happen. They could take away dates. I think that's a possibility. So that's something that we're watching closely to see what materializes and what bills they try to get done here in the lame duck session. The House has been somewhat quiet in terms of what they have prioritized for the lame duck session. The Senate has announced a few of some of their key priorities dealing with education and water quality and other items that they want to take a look at. So we'll see what happens, but it's sort of anybody's guess, and I do think that the elections will matter in terms of what the schedule looks like. They always do. They always kind of, hedge their bets a little bit on election day and see who's going to be coming into the next General Assembly. But it will be likely busy, and we'll try and stay on top of things, of course, as we always do. Kind of the big ticket items, certainly for the county earlier this year that we were working with all of you on, it was the state capital budget. There was some talk about concluding that in the lame duck session, but that was completed at the beginning of the first half of the year, so at the end of June. So that is off everyone's plates. And then some of these broader issues coming up, particularly Senate Bill 119, the bill that you have all been working on so hard, that is still pending action in the Ohio House. I know that both Senator Reineke and Representative Click have been very active in trying to get some movement on that bill and working with the administration to try to get something done there. So we'll see what happens and if that materializes during the lame duck session. Another thing to watch for that's been publicized in the news a little bit and certainly could impact the lame duck session is the election for the leadership in the Ohio House of Representatives. We have currently there are 2 candidates for Speaker of the House. in the current speaker, Jason Stevens, and then Senate President Matt Huffman, who is term limited in the Senate, has also indicated his intention to run for speaker. The informal vote for that selection of the Speaker of the House for the next term is slated currently to be held in November. So we may have some indication potentially as to who will lead the House in January, sometime in the fall. So a lot happening, a lot still to be determined, and still undecided, but we're eager to get through the elections here and see what happens in the lame duck period. So happy to answer any questions that you have, and I'll try to be as specific as I can if you have any.
Yeah, this is Tony. Mike, just curious, those that are elected that begin their term early next year, they're the ones that ultimately are going to elect the speaker, right?
That's correct.
So it's the same
Correct.
people that are there, so what good does a straw vote do? Just curious, because you got the same people.
Good question. I'll clarify my answer to your question. So there are a number of people that are going to be leaving this General Assembly after it's done in December. So it would be people who are term limited, people who may have lost a primary, or people who were not seeking re-election. Those folks are not included in the straw vote. The straw vote is anybody who gets elected in November, even if they haven't been sworn in yet in January. The new people coming in are the ones that take the vote.
Okay, that makes sense. Never knew that
Nope,
happened.
I didn't either. That's good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's all decided by only the incoming folks.
Hey, Mike, has there been any polling or any numbers that have come out, or maybe like the Columbus Dispatch, as far as like what issue 1 might look like?
Yeah, great question. The polling has sort of been all over the place on issue 1. You have the yes side spending about, they have spent or are spending approximately $26 million to pass that issue. About a quarter of the money from that $26 million has come from a Swiss billionaire who is a registered voter in the United States but doesn't live in Ohio. And that is an issue that has been supported by the Ohio Democratic Party and a bunch of other groups as well. A lot of editorial boards have also gotten behind the issue simply to change the system as it currently exists. The no side has also raised many $1 million, and the Ohio Republican Party is opposing the issue and urging a no vote. Also, Governor DeWine, all of the statewide elected office holders, and President Trump have also urged a no vote on issue 1. Polling, like I said, has been sporadic. There are some that shows very close. There are some that shows that the yes side is ahead, but I think the overarching thing that I have heard about from polling is that there are a lot of folks undecided, a tremendous amount of folks undecided. So it remains to be seen how that will be articulated, but both sides are waging pretty aggressive campaigns right now.
Yeah, I know the messaging's been really confusing for a lot of people. I know personally I've fielded a lot of questions, but the messaging's been very confusing for a lot of folks.
Well, and the good news is, if there's good news to be had, is that once people get their ballots, the language is approved by the Ohio Ballot Board, which is a series of elected officials in the majority who wrote that in conjunction with the Secretary of State. It was also upheld by the Ohio Supreme Court. I would urge voters to read the language. It's very clear if you read that lengthy 4-page amendment to the Ohio Constitution, what it does and what it does not do. I certainly have a particular feeling on it, not my place to push a particular view over others, but just certainly would urge anyone on this call or anyone listening to just read the language as you go vote and make your decision that way. It should clear up a lot of confusion.
Thank you.
Very good.
Anything else?
Nope.
Bill, Tyler? Mike, that's all we have for now. Thank you. We'll talk
Of course.
soon.
Appreciate the call.
Anything else, let us know. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Take care. See you. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Did you hit the red button?
Did I?
You did, yeah. Okay. Green button just had the doubt though, so that you're good. Red, green.
All right, so we have the Master Gardeners back today. Come on up, please. Good to see you. The frost hit.
Thank you.
Not good for plants, right?
But, no, this is.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're a surprise guest today.
Part of the process.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay, my name is Steve Detillion, and I am the publicity chairperson for the Seneca County Master Gardener Volunteer Gardener Association. And we was here at the commissioners' meeting on July 11th, and we talked about various ways that we were interacting with the public in different training events, training people about horticulture. Then in August 22nd, we came back and explained in detail the Master Gardener Volunteer new member class hybrid training format. Now, our 2024 new member class was the first class that we had trained with this, and we've been very pleased with the class members and their contributions that they've already made to our group. So it appears we have a good number already for the 2025 new member class. Just a little reminder here for information or to sign up for the 2025 MGV class. You can visit go.osu.edu/join-scmgv online, or you can email FAES Seneca County MGV@osu.edu, or you can call the Ohio State University Extension in Seneca County office at 419-447-9722. Now today, we're going to talk about future projects that we're excited about, and we're presently working on them and hope we can have permission to use your property on the AG Center to complete some of them if we choose to move forward with them. These projects would also be to train people in horticulture and would be topics that are open to the public. So Sharon Losey is going to start us off here with some description of projects.
Hi, I'm Sharon, and I've been a Master Gardener for 25 years now, and it's been very educating. Every time you learn something new, and you have a good time doing it too, and helping others. On our list of probably future projects, the new entrance area, we would be very happy if we would be allowed to put in-ground flower plants or pots, the large pots around the entrance to enhance the thing, and of course, we'd be willing to take care of it year-round as would be needed. We know there's quite a large, assuming the entrance would be a similar place that it has been now, and we could enhance and identify.
What entrance are we talking about?
Well,
I'm sorry.
We're not sure.
Whichever one.
It could be either
In a
one.
new building,
It could
whatever
be.
new area that we
I
have.
understand, so we're in the fairgrounds now.
No,
No,
we're in
okay.
the new,
Okay.
new building.
Yeah, either one, but I just walked in, so, okay, thank you.
Okay,
Good.
yeah.
Following you.
Fairgrounds is a project, and we do that
That's an
year-round.
ongoing project, and now
It's
you're
just
offering
ongoing.
to help us with the,
The new one, to
New
set up
entrance.
a nice entrance area
Okay,
and
thanks.
attractive to the public as they enter. Also, we're hoping in the new areas, we would have plenty of area we could construct some raised beds. We've always wanted to do this, not had a good place, all open to the public, make them demonstration and educational gardens, give programs there for the public during the summer and during the growing seasons, things like children's gardens, herb beds, native plants, vegetable gardens, butterfly gardens, and these could be all other kinds of specialty gardens which could change seasonally or yearly as the public would like. The Master Gardeners already have established a horticultural library. We have 3 bookcases full of books and magazines on the subject. They have been donated by some members of our group or the public. Others are memorials that people have offered, or other books purchased by the Master Gardener Group in order to increase our status. We know that how valuable some of these are for ideas, reading, and research. We would like to be able to allow some public access to this library and help people research or grow their own gardens. As well, we would like to continue helping the public library, one with their annual plant swap, which they've had for several years. The last year, we had volunteers present all during the hours to help and advise people looking for plants that they wanted to trade in and take others, whether they be house plants or perennials or even annuals that people have brought in. And we also are going to continue to educate the public with free lectures on relevant gardening topics throughout the years, as we've done at the library, sometimes at the agricultural center, or at the fairgrounds, depending, we're choosing all the opportunities we can to help people make their homes and their properties to their liking and answer their questions. Thank you.
So getting back,
Yeah, go ahead, you go
Sure.
first.
I was gonna say, talk about the raised beds. Out there, is Soil and Water, they've got an area there that they do some stuff, Presley, at the current site, when you drive back the driveway there off the left, isn't there stuff there that they've done for cover crop or whatever?
Back by the barn? Is that where you're talking?
Quite back that far, I thought it was maybe a little closer.
Before
once
the
you-
dog warden.
Kind of before the dog warden, kind of around that, our little garage where they store stuff at.
They've done little there, yeah.
Okay, I mean, would that be, if you're thinking about a raised garden, maybe that might be a spot or something on it?
Yeah, I think there's a couple areas on the current grounds that we could potentially put something in.
Okay. And we're probably a little premature to do anything, and probably about a year from now, I'll come back and ask about the egg building.
Well,
We're
yeah, we-
still-
We're just
leave that
offering
when it happens.
services.
Yep,
Yeah,
but no, we appreciate
I
that.
understand the situation there.
So are you're making us aware you're looking for a place for raised beds? Is that what you're asking?
For learning, for
For
teaching.
teaching, okay, and so, I think we're open to that, so we're just wait, you gonna work with Presley on that, and make us a
Yeah,
proposal?
these
Is that
are,
what you-
they-
Yeah, I
a lot
like
of these are just at the idea stage,
I
but we've
like
been
it.
talking about them.
You
some-
good?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then refresh my memory, so your house, you have an office down from Presley, right? Is that where your library of books are?
Yes, storage and everything, it's all just combined.
So when you're asking for access, can people get in there during business hours? Are they allowed up
They
there?
can't go back into the
Right.
room where everything is. They can come into the main office and then just ask.
And then you would let them go back?
We go back and we'll give books based on what they
Oh,
need.
I see. Okay, they come to the counter, you go get them, bring them back. So are you asking for something other than that?
Well, as we're expanding, hopefully there
Yeah.
would be a small public area where people just literally could come in and browse, like the public library. And obviously, yes, the public library has things too, but, at that point, we could possibly have the open hours where we can help them or advise them, things like that too. We have a lot of resources that I know that only right now, basically Master Gardeners are aware of and that use.
And are these books where they read and return, or this is stuff they take with them, or what?
Well, currently, we have a sign out for Master Gardeners. They just sign them out and they sign them back in. This would have to be worked out, but I'm just saying, we are, these are tall, 6-foot bookcases and wide, and we have a lot of material, both from OSU and published authors and current magazines perhaps.
So I have a thought, and it's just a thought at this point. Barb and Bill are working on the layout of the new building. USDA is pretty strict as to, I lost my voice, wait a minute. But the other side, where OSU Extension is, maybe we can configure that such that this could work out. I'm just throwing that out there as a thought. I understand OSU, they have their office and roles, front desk, you guys are in the back. But maybe under this new design, with a hallway, with an entrance, we could do something different.
Could be more open.
Okay, so think about that.
Yeah.
We're at the beginning stages of this, right? That side of it?
That side,
Oh, that
Of your side. So understand there's the building, right? USDA's over here, pretty far along there. Now we're beginning conversation of what we do with everything else. So your comments are timely. Not sure how it's gonna end up, but we will take it into consideration. You good?
Yep, very good.
Okay.
Question for you guys, I might have asked this last year, are there any community gardens in Seneca County?
Like for vegetables?
Yeah.
St. Francis, maybe, where you rent the land, maybe?
Yeah, just thinking this is premature too, or it's too far ahead. I mean, some of that land we have out back of the AT, it'd be nice to have a community garden or something where people can learn hands-on. Because I know there's people that, they live in maybe a downtown setting, don't have any yard or green space, but they're really into gardening or horticulture to be a way for them to get hands-on experience, learn from you guys, but
For a
we got,
couple
we
years.
have all that grass back here, might as well put it to use.
Yeah.
It'd
Right.
be kind of sheltered with the building being in front of it. Just a thought. Maybe the community garden can supply the community kitchen, I don't know.
Well, that was a good idea. Yes, we would be
Good.
more than glad.
Just a
We
thought.
do that now. We're in Grow, Ohio, where we turn in our produce from our own gardens is extra. A lot of times Salvation Army, some of the other community places we have it taken to. We report it every year to OSU. They also accept, if we give money donations to those groups, or if we actually bring canned or non-produce
Yeah.
things for them to use. So you could get records from us, you know, to know how much we locally are donating into those every year.
Be a nice benefit for the
Which,
community.
if we could have, you know, a place to raise a garden,
Yeah.
we might also do that and supply certain produce that they can use.
Steve, back to you. Anything else?
Yeah, Susan, nice one to hear. She's going to talk to another project that it's in the making.
Oh, it's me.
And we're going to expand on this.
Okay, so for the past, I've been a Master Gardener since 2011, and for the past couple of years, we have gone to Finley Master Gardeners, and we've made these live reefs. And we're going to make them this year with our group and see how it goes, and if we can figure it out, then we might open it, next year we may open it up to the public to come and make fresh green wreaths for the holidays.
Nice idea.
And
Okay, no, this is yours.
oh, that's me? Okay. So, on September 28th, we went to Attica to the Autumn Village Days, and we made, I brought.
Okay, I got a
yes.
picture of him too. here.
Okay, you got a picture of him? It's a girl. It's a girl. Okay, so we made soil buddies. And mine's ready for Halloween. And, yeah, so the kids, there was 53 kids there that made soil buddies and painted rocks, and there were a lot of adults that also participated. And I think we're going to expand on it because we have a lot of leftover things. We may have an activity at the fair this year for a couple hours for the children. That's all I have.
Okay, now the next one here, the next two pictures, actually, these are drone overhead shots, actually, from our flower bed out at the fairgrounds. And one thing, when I was kind of putting this presentation together, we've already got a workshop right there in itself. That flower bed has been maintained by the master gardeners. There's two flower beds, and they're over 25 years. It's got over 88 perennials that we know of are in that garden. We think there's more than what we really have got in our inventory. And it'd be great for having a workshop, an open house, or having a training session out there. We could also even get OSU's permission to put that in our own hybrid training if we want to really get big time with it. I just put that in there to bring that up at this time, since we're doing mainly projects of the future is what we got here today. Now, that is, now this here is on October 2nd, just recently here, we had a workshop at the Tiffin Seneca Public Library entitled Fall and Gardening Workshop. And this event was open to the public, free of charge. We featured on the left there is one of our favorite speakers, Susan Carty, PhD, Biology, College, Heidelberg, Emerita, discussing putting your garden to bed for the winter. And there was also two presentations by our own master gardeners. The topics were transitioning your plants back indoors for the winter, and another one entitled Winter Sowing Demonstration, which taught people how you can still raise plants outside 12 months out of the year in our location in the environment. And we are looking forward to doing more presentations of this type in 2025, and we're actually expanding as far as 2026. We're really working at putting together a big one of these. And one other thing, Master Gardener volunteers will once again participate in the Seneca County Family Fair Lights this year. And this event will be at the Seneca County Fairgrounds. All proceeds will go to the Seneca County Junior Fair Board and the new building fund. And the Master Gardener's Christmas lights display will once again be at the entrance of the fairgrounds, which will be the last display on the drive route through the exhibit. So we'd like to thank you, commissioners, for allowing us to come up here and do our presentation, and we appreciate your continued support of us.
I just wrote down, because I have it sitting on my desk to fill out the
Okay.
form, but thank you, yeah. Well,
Do have a suggestion, just to throw out there, look for projects, since Dean Distal is gone now, would you guys, and since the farmer's market's down here,
Oh, yeah,
maybe want to take care of our flowers around the building here and stuff on that. That way, as you're here, you can kind of make your own design and make it look good, if that'd be something you'd be interested in.
Well, we
We have to bring it to the group.
Yeah, right, but I'm just throwing that out, if you're looking for some projects, especially the traffic here and stuff would be good, you put your sign out and stuff with that, so that might be, go out by the group and let us know for next year if that'd be something you'd be interested in. Stuff with that. I think that'd be good.
Thanks for all your hard work. Thanks for making the community look more vibrant.
yeah, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
much, you do a great job.
Good.
Thank you.
Can I do a picture, Tony? or-
Yeah, we can, good photo. We can do that.
Picture of all of you here with the commissioners?
We started our hybrid in 2019.
Welcome.
Everybody look here and smile.
Okay, a few more. Sorry. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, we have fun making them.
Well, I guess whatever size you want.
Whatever comes out, yeah. you-
We
Well,
started out with a frame like this, but you can make them double. You can
But
make them
it's all,
double
you know,
that.
all
And
live.
it's all
and
live.
through the winter, so it'll stay vibrant
Yeah.
like the trees with the pine cones and the
Yeah.
decorations, the bows.
Yeah, Finley's been doing it for a few years, so we're,
Good job. Thank you.
my buddy.
You have to go plant.
I do, it's real bland. It's still going somehow.
Thank you. You didn't come up with a picture.
No, I'm not good.
All right, commissioner reports.
Charlie, I went out to
I'll go first since mine's real simple.
Yeah.
I left Wednesday night, I got back last night at 2 in the morning with no phone and internet service. So that's my report.
Good trip, right, there you go.
Welcome back.
What do you got for county history?
I do have county history. Thank you. So October 13th, 1823, President James Monroe grants a land patent to Robert Armstrong for land that would become Fort Hall. The land originally comprised Adams, Miami, and Clay Streets, running east and west, and Madison, Sandusky, and Monroe Streets running north and south. 1823. October 18th, 1886, John Shaw married Libby Staub, and Shaw was a leading Seneca County pioneer, was a successful farmer, Clinton Township trustee, school director. Little tidbit. And another real old one, October 17th, 1825, Elder Lewis Seitz moved to Bloom Township. The area was still primitive wilderness inhabited by many native Indians at the time. Thankfully, the Native Americans befriended Seitz because he spent decades working as a traveling preacher across the county. He developed a large farm in Bloom Township, which was his source of income, and he accepted no pay for his ministry work. So a few little tidbits of our 200 history in Seneca County. Thank you.
On to our 200 history here.
Yep.
Light report this week. Actually, I'm glad that Marissa Huss is here now. I almost said Stevens.
That's okay.
So we have a bicentennial committee here, and as the year wraps up, we're celebrating our 200th year here for Seneca County. There was a project brought before us here to kind of be a theme for standing the test of time, but Marissa has some project details here, and I'd actually given these to the commissioners here. Marissa, do you want to come up and kind of talk to the group as far as what you guys were thinking? A lot of time and work got put into this, but I think it's a very, very nice idea.
Yeah, so the committee obviously throughout the year has looked at different projects and initiatives to celebrate the bicentennial. So we did the Very Fun Beard Contest, the Canine Commissioner, the Secrets of Seneca County Historical Driving Tour is still happening. But the committee at the beginning wanted to do some sort of legacy project. So basically in the next 200 years, people can know how our community celebrated and what we did. So the idea was to construct an hourglass, I don't want to, like a statue, I don't know what else, monument, yeah, whatever you want to call it, that would basically represent standing the test of time. So we, at our last meeting, had Brandon Price with Price Manufacturing come in, and he showed us a couple different designs, and the design that the committee voted on actually has a bench around the bottom part of it, and so a site at Opportunity Park has been identified, and we're working with Sarah Betts of Seneca Parks to go out there. So they're working on expanding Opportunity Park and having art sculptures out there. So what a great way we thought for people to be able to go out there, sit, enjoy, and really feel like they're part of history, and to be able to understand that in 200 years celebration, this is what our committee and our community celebrated with. So the quote for it is that Price Manufacturing would manufacture the hourglass itself, and that includes the labor, the paint, everything else that goes into manufacturing a 10-foot sculpture, and the install of it, and that comes to around $5,000. And then outside of that, he gave us a contact that he usually works with for the concrete pad that it would go on. And then we would also have a plaque that has the bicentennial logo on it and basically say this is what our committee chose to do for the 200th year. So altogether, that comes to around $6,500. So at the end of last year, the commissioners already allocated $10,000 towards the bicentennial for these different initiatives. So whether it's setting up at the fair or helping with the parade or awards for the winners of the different contests, things like that. So remaining that account is $6,785. So basically, the committee just needs your go-ahead to use these remaining funds to fund the legacy project of the hourglass, and then that construction and install can begin. And then if that were to exceed the funds that are left in the account, basically the committee would be responsible for finding a sponsor or finding the remaining funds to pay for it.
I think it's a neat idea. I'm trying to remember, what was the total height of the, I remember it was big, but.
Yes, it is.
10 or 12 feet or?
Hourglass sculpture is 120 feet tall, if anybody wants to do that math and divide it by 12.
120 inches.
120 inches tall.
Wow.
Do you guys see how small this font is on this piece of paper?
10 feet.
It is 10 feet tall.
I mean, that's absolutely
Like you
something.
lied over.
It's also being used as a second cell phone tower in that area of town. Yeah, so.
Joshua Hedges.
It is 120 inches tall and 88 inches in diameter.
Thank you.
Yes.
And it was powder coated too, correct?
It's just exterior paint, but the powder coating was gonna go exceed the budget, but the exterior paint was recommended that it would do the same and not need touch-up, so basically it would be okay.
We'll stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So just, first of all, you want to say anything? Go ahead.
No, I just, yeah.
You guys?
Well, your turn.
You did a great job of managing the money and staying in the budget and promoting Seneca County, and we're not done yet. But, so we appreciate that, but I have no problem personally, we'll each talk. So Opportunity Park, I'm just stating this for the public, so we're all on the same page. It's managed by the Park Service, St. County Parks, but it's owned by the commissioners, that land, so everybody understands that. So there are 3 parks that the Parks District operates. One would be out at Tiffin University, the other one's at Mercy Hospital, and then Opportunity Park. They own all the other land and all the other parks, but they're gracious, do a great job, and they run, oversee, and manage those parks. So it's our land, so we kind of also need to, at the same time, it's okay to put it on our land, I think. We should say that too. Okay? So that's all I have to say. Do you agree with that? Okay.
I like this too, because it's gonna stand, I mean, it's gonna be around for a very long time. It's not like we just blew 10,000 on fireworks, that's for an hour, you know what I mean? It's something that'll be there for a long time, and it'll serve people, and I like the project. It's a nice job on it.
Nice job.
Yep, it's gonna be here for the next 200 years, so, yeah.
We hope.
We hope.
We hope.
We
Oh, yeah.
gotta keep it painted.
After our mitigation meeting, yeah, just in case a tornado comes through. so-
I'm not sure we need a resolution since we already allocated the money, or what do you want to do about it?
I think if you pass a motion and we vote for that money, that way we have it on record
Just
that
have a
we're
motion.
we're
You
allocating
good
that
with
money
that? Yes.
differently.
I'll
so.
make a motion that we accept the project as presented for the Hourglass project at Opportunity Park as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, any more discussion?
Roll call, Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Good job, Marissa.
120 feet.
I caught myself, I didn't say Stevens, I said Hodge.
You're still up on your report.
I'm good. Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, if you.
You good, Bill? Commissioner Kramer?
So Tuesday, we had Records Commission, our 5-minute meeting for that. Went through that, and then followed that, we had the meeting, the local, the LEPC, Emergency Planning Commission. That was out to the EMA building, and kind of went over updates and stuff on that, just stuff that, John's working out with grants and everything for the, through the EMA and stuff on that. Was back out there Wednesday, they had the hazard mitigation plan, it's time to update that for the county. Spent about an hour and a half, and they had the contracted company was in, and they kind of gave the highlights and asked a lot of questions as to what, which way you want to go. This would be for like extreme situations, whether it be, tornadoes, earthquakes, et cetera on that. One of the things that we did discuss out there was that we do have a lot of rail that goes through the county. We have a lot of rail that sits out by Fostoria. And, just want to make sure that all that's covered in a mitigation plan if something happens and cars get overturned and stuff with it. So the company, and they also referenced that Fostoria, their reservoirs are kind of right outside. They're into Hancock County, and they will be part of our mitigation plan since Fostoria is in the Seneca County then. So that was part of their mitigation plan in case something bad happens there and stuff with it. So, but a great meeting, and looking forward to that. They do it all week, several meetings throughout, so very good on that. Had a FCF, Family Children First Council, quick meeting this morning, and that brings us up to today.
Good. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I forgot one thing here towards the end of my report. I'm gonna ask that the group go into executive session here to discuss contracts with independent contractors at the end of resolutions and new business
At the end of,
resolutions.
yeah, okay. We might have public comment first. What do you think?
After, I'm sorry, after public comment.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
On to me. I just have a couple of things. Just want to let you know that I don't have sales tax numbers yet. I was hoping they would be published or posted from the state, but it's not been posted yet. But the preliminary numbers that I did receive, again, we're down on collection.
Is
just,
this the month, the
yeah, and I'm not even,
tax holiday month?
yeah, and I'm not even sure how they figured this out, so, I'm hoping the actual numbers that are posted are better than what the preliminary numbers were, so, just to kind of, and I hope to have those for you next meeting, the actual numbers, so that we can, at least know where we're headed there. There is a site meeting, today at 3 o'clock for the Newrigal Station 5. We're kind of hoping that maybe we're on the very tail end of this project, so that maybe we can find a finalized date to get moved in out there and Newrigal moved out.
Punch list, walk around.
Yeah,
with the contractor.
so that meeting's at 3 o'clock this afternoon, for anyone that would like to attend that. Also, tomorrow morning, I have a meeting at the Bettsville Station. The site for that, we had one last Friday with about the phones, the security, the radios. There were a lot of additional questions that I could not answer because Chris could not be at that meeting and Scott Harrison, the Village Bettsville mayor, could not be at that meeting, and there were some questions that I could not answer, so I rescheduled another meeting so that we could get some answers to some placement and some other things that are out there in regards to that, so we can get moving with that contract as well. We have had some delays with that because the Village of Bettsville is not part of Safe Built, so the permits all have to go through the state. So we've had,
Take longer.
so it's taken a little bit longer. There's been a few questions in regards to some plans, so we had to go back to the architect and have some additional drawings drawn up and, some specifications that the state asked for. So, but we are moving along. We're trying to get this project going, so I have talked with them, KDH, a couple of times, and I'm well aware of the situation with the permits, so I told him, I said, not to worry, that we're still good, so.
Do we know if TSEP got out to Bettsville yet to have a conversation with them about Safe Bill?
Started the
They're
process.
started, yeah, I think they started.
Bettsville they did, though?
Bettsville did, Bloomville, sorry.
Republic, I believe.
Yeah, so.
We passed we formally passed the resolutions to bring them in, so Safe
Okay.
Bill is trying to
Go
get
ahead and
them,
read up.
to go through.
Say the three that we passed.
Bettsville, Bloomville, and Republic. We've passed those
Petitioning
resolutions.
to come in.
Petitions to come
There'll be
in.
3
Does
villages.
it take
that are
30
not-
days or anything like that?
Well, now it's up to the villages now to go through their council to accept that and come in. And then I think it takes 30 or 60 days once it gets submitted to the state. So hopefully that process won't take, very long.
Gotcha.
So, but again, any projects
Good.
that are within those villages will still have to be through the state until the project is complete,
If they're started.
if they're already started. So, it's a little bit of a process, but, at least they're aware of it, so we're trying, and I guess that was one of those miscommunications that we didn't realize that the villages needed
Just
to,
assume.
yeah. So we may wanna even talk to the Village of Attica,
Right.
Newrigal
Green Springs.
and-
Green Springs, is Newrigal, so we may wanna talk to those villages as well,
I believe
just
Adam's
to.
doing that, right, with TSEP, we can follow it.
Yeah,
I'll follow up
so,
since
I
that's-
mean, any of the other villages that would be zoned would need to be part of that, so, we'll just have to kind of work through those. The other thing that I have is, I did receive the contract, for the auction. I have not had a chance to read through this, so, I may have, one or all of you read through it as well, just to make sure that everything is, all eyes have been on it, and we'll get it
You want to
signed and
explain
sent.
that for the public, you too?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
county's gonna have a public auction. It'll be an online auction. We're just trying to get rid of excess filing cabinets and desks and
Bookcases.
just bookcases and.
Stuff taking up
there's-
space.
There's a lot of things that are taking up space, partially because, a lot of it's in the old TB hospital building that is scheduled to be torn down. And if we move that, move it
Yeah, move
out.
it twice.
Yeah, we don't wanna move it twice, we don't want, some of this stuff is from the old courthouse,
Is there
so.
a date set? Dates?
The date, let me,
Is it a couple days, kind of an auction thing?
Yeah, they kind of,
Phases.
phase one,
Yeah, no.
and then they
Yeah,
Go
this
ahead,
says
yeah.
the date, the sale is to be held, it doesn't mark whether it's starting or ending on the 13th of November.
Okay.
So that's why, yeah, there's a little bit more, I'll have more information after I actually read through all of this to verify the information. And I can bring it back next week, yeah.
We haven't really talked about for a while, but the stuff's in different buildings.
Yeah, and we've consolidated them as much as possible.
Yep.
2 locations will have the old TB hospital and the Advertiser Tribune building. Because the Advertiser, there's plenty of space out there. We've moved some things from the RTA building, a couple other buildings. We've just had those items moved from those locations to the AT, so it's one place. So,
Add anything?
nope, I think it's, yeah. I think it's a good way
These
to
two
have
been
it.
working on it, so.
just trying to clean up and, the county might get a few extra bucks. It's not,
Yeah, it's more just kind of a, yeah, and open up for the public to be able to
Correct.
have access to it. And,
correct,
It's the right way to do it.
yeah.
so.
Okay, good.
I believe that is all I had at this point.
Okay, anything else from the 4 of us? We good, old business? Back to you, new business.
Okay,
Sup
new
apps.
business. I got quite a few sub apps. So I have general fund salaries for $15,100, Medicare for $100, and OPERS for $10,100. This is for maintenance. It's a payout that we had for retirement partially, and partially for the additional for the remainder of the year. We did have to bring in Ed Clark as our new maintenance guy, so just some overlap, some money there. And then I will also say that there was, on the OPERS, there was a little bit of a miscalculation in the budget, so we just got to make sure we pay that. And then the next items I have are also general fund, salaries of $10,867.21, Medicare for $195.87, and OPERS for $2,444.96. This is for the sheriff's office. This is also due to a retirement that happened earlier in the year. And then they also had some monies that were overages from prior IDEP and STEP grants that they did not expend. So it was transferred back in February to the general fund for those grants. So the sheriff is getting that money. They're entitled to that. So, but those are just those items there.
How long do we leave those open before we transfer them?
These two
They
were
kinda hang.
these two were from federal fiscal year of 22 and 23. So I think it's
So if
kind
they're
of
hanging around a
they
year
hang.
later?
Yeah, they
moving
generally
them.
the auditor's office would like to have those cleaned up because the monies should be
So there's not a
zeroed
like a
out.
formal timeline, it's more,
No,
What feels good, what you
generally we
usually
try
talk
to do
about.
it within the following year of the grant being closed because there's an audit that the federal government also goes through that determines
that makes
the
sense.
dollar amount that they received is the dollar amount that was expended. And then if we have a little extra money, we put it back into the general fund. And so I think it's just a clean way to do it.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
So then the next ones are, again, for IDEP and STEP. Federal fiscal year 25 IDEP, salaries of $1,500, Medicare of $21.75, workers' comp of $80, and OPERS of $271.50. And the federal fiscal year 25 STEP, salaries of $2,500.69, Medicare of $67.34, workers' compensation for $41.25, and OPERS for $461.50. Those are all for the federal grant money that they just received for those programs to get them through to the end of the year. The rest of that money will be budgeted for the 25 budget. Then I have Reporter Equipment Fund, salaries of $6,417.50, Medicare of $93.05, workers' compensation for $112.31, and Opers for $393.79. This, again, is to get him through the remainder of the year. Brickwork doesn't ask for much, so. General Special Projects Fund, in the amount of $25,000 for their contract service line. This is for reoccurring expenses for the remainder of the year.
So move.
Second?
Just one comment, let's talk about this later, but for the public, this again is a retirement and a big payout.
Correct.
It's not in, see Mr. Klein back there for Board of Elections, okay? Somebody retires, and there's a payout, that's not really in your budget. It's not in our budget. And so as the county turns over people, you know, it's 20, 30,000 here and there, and so we've created an account, and as we get in the budget process, I'd like you to explain, as we
Yep.
go through that, the different buckets that you're kind of setting up, and we're gonna start to put dollars into these so that it's funded when the time comes.
Yeah, because a lot of these, when you do payouts for when people leave, you have to pay their vacation out. When they retire, they also have sick time that they're entitled to be paid out for. And
It can be.
it can be.
If they've been here 30 years,
It can be
a lot
quite a bit of money.
Yeah,
So, you know,
Yeah.
we're trying to, you know, hold.
plan better.
We're trying to plan better, and we're also trying to hold the employees accountable for the time that they have on the books as well, so.
Okay, we have, any other discussion?
No, good.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Excuse me. And then I have a couple of resolutions. Resolution awarding Fostoria Economic Development Corporation, or FEDC, as the grant administrator for the payment year of 2024 CDBG allocation grant, and authorizing the president of FEDC to sign all documents that would be contracts and financial matters, with the exception of purchase orders, vouchers, and personal documents.
Motion to approve the resolution.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Resolution amendment to Resolution 24-80, which is the appointment of special counsel for the Seneca County General Health District. The prosecutor's office has asked for that cap to be increased to $150,000 for the calendar year of '24.
So move.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
and that is all I have at this time.
Okay. Good, so I guess we'll move to public comment. Anybody want to speak? Could you please, did you speak, could you please state your name and?
Yeah, Dave's Dennis Stick, and Fourth Ward City Councilman. A few things, or a couple things. We had a street sidewalk sewer committee meeting the other day, and guess what? We're getting a new Dunkin' Donuts. So that's gonna be down, you know where the BP gas station used to be there by Hanover and Circular? Yeah, that's gonna become a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through. And they said it takes, because we had to vacate an alleyway. There was an alley, like, you wouldn't think there was an alley there, but there was an alley there.
We know how that works.
You know how that works.
And so we vacated that, and then we saw the plans, and so they said it takes about 90 to 100 days to build it. So I'm gonna keep my eye, not that I have anything against it, I think it's cool. So to watch it go from a, vacated parking lot and to have it, and I'm sure the college students are gonna love it also. But, and also, get out there and vote early, bank your vote. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Well, else say anything? We good? Mr. Breidenbach, good to see you. You good? Thank you. So we'll let you make your motion.
I'm gonna make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss contracts with independent contractors.
It's 10:50. 3. I'll second that. Roll call?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schiff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. I was assuming we don't expect any action out of this, but you're welcome to stay till the end. We'll come back and adjourn the meeting. And we good?
Yep.
Okay.
Make a motion that we come out of executive session.
What time?
It's
11:22.
11:21. What is it?
11:22.
22 now.
It's 11:22, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Go ahead. We have
Second.
we have a first and second to come out of executive session.
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Chef,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. So, though nothing came out of that as far as action or anything, anybody want to say anything before we close the meeting?
No.
With the camera? Yes, sir, public comment, Mr. Klein.
We are very busy at the Board of Elections. The first day of voting, we had 285. The second day, we had 255. We are averaging over 200 a day since early voting has started.
Wow.
So, we've got all hands on deck. We've hired a VLM, voting location manager, to come in and help between 10 and 5. And the board members are going down from 10 to 2 to help out by answering the phone so that the employees can take a lunch hour. You all are welcome to come down and volunteer your time from 10 to 2 if you so choose.
I'm one of the 200 that voted, I can say that.
Yeah, me too, yeah, right.
So,
Okay.
but we're very busy and business has been very brisk, which is good. People are exercising their faith.
Anything else? Anybody else? Thank you. You good?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, motion adjourned.
Meeting adjourned, yep.
Thank you.
Okay.